Welcome to the Love Them Knives channel. I'm LTK. I'm your host in the ever-famous world-class LTK studios. And now Steve Kluver in Iowa is spitting the coffee out of his mouth. Thank you very much, Steve. Appreciate that. Yes, I always give him a hard time. It's an inside joke. Sorry about the LTK studios thing. He was amused by that once I did that. All right. No, we are very humble here, but we're talking about the Kevin John Venom 2 knife. Okay? It's a pretty good sized knife. This knife is a titanium frame lock flipper. I know. I never do titanium frame lock flippers. This is a brand new departure for me. I'm just in that mood today, I guess. So, yeah, I always get crap about, yeah, what? Another titanium frame lock flipper there, dude? Yes, it is. With, excuse me, M390 steel. Yeah, baby. Tritium inserts. And it does glow in the dark. We just ain't that dark yet. See, can you kind of see? Yeah, a little glow. Oh, on the other side? Yeah, little glow. One side, the other side. Those are $10 a piece, so there's $20 worth of tritium in there. It only goes 15 years, so yes, I'll be dead before this thing gives up, yes. Floating backspacer. Is that cool? With an integrated lanyard hole. Made in China by Kevin John. Of course, they got it billboarded up, and I know how you guys just adore that big old snake and everything right on the blade. Just love it, don't you? Actually, it doesn't bother me. I really don't care, but there are some people that just absolutely have a seizure over that. So, I get it. Okay, I understand. You got these fullers here. Boom, boom, like that. Nice. Like the design of this one. You know, this is really kind of crazy because here's the story behind this. As we flip it over to the other side, a year or so ago, thought, yes, this is the Kevin John knife I wanted to buy. This is the Venom 2. I saw it. I really liked it. And you know I've done some reviews on the little Kevin John Venom 2. And it's not Kevin John, but it's a copy of this that's done in G10 and D2 steel, and it's like $30 or something like that. So I did a couple of those, never did buy this. And they were in S35 VN at first. And it was being sold by from Russia with Knives in the CKF pouch as the Daboia. So, let me throw that out in front of you right now, just so we can kind of straighten that deal out. That was interesting. From Russia with Knives, okay? Here it is, the Daboia S35 VN tie and carbon fiber. Okay, $240 at the time. And the next page they said, we saw this knife in one of the best Chinese workshops ever. Well, Kevin John, I'd say Kevin John is. And couldn't resist to order several pieces. Okay, ceramic bearings, blade length, okay, frame lock. So it's a pretty good size blade. Tritium inserts, green, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so it was really funny because back in the day I saw a review on the Venom 2, and somebody came in with a comment section that says, that's a ripoff of the Daboia. Oh my God. How about about split a gut. No, they bought the Venom 2 from Kevin John and then sold it as the Daboia. because they didn't, Kevin John, of course, if you're going to order several hundred knives or whatever from them, they don't have to put their logo on here. So it gets sold under their name, under the Deboya. But it's really funny because somehow the Chinese always take the hit on this thing, don't they? They're always the evil demons, even though they weren't. I mean, nobody ripped anybody off. It was a business deal between the two. This is a Kevin John design. This is his knife. And I bought it as the Venom too because now it's an M390. And I got this as a 2-knife deal from a buddy in Florida, Mike, and he has a relationship with a Chinese seller on DHgate, and so he got me a multi-knife deal at better than advertised prices on DHgate. So, and let me show you the advertised price on DHgate, right? $225. Just checked today, they're at $211, and I should have printed out a brand new page, sorry, because at the top banner it says 11/11 sale, November 11th sale. It's coming up in a few days, and guess what? This knife may be one that's on sale, AliExpress or DHgate, either one. I think this is high-end China EDC, right? Oh, no. Oh, well. Okay. China Knife Center store. Maybe that's who that is. I don't know. But in any case, I just printed this one out. I didn't get this from them. But I just printed this out. You can just go look for the Kevin John Venom 2 and try and get the best deal. Try and use a decent seller like China High-End EDC, Cirilla, Decoria, Wisdom 888, some of those guys, really good. So, in any case. So, here's additional information, 215 millimeters overall, if you want the stats there. M390, 60 to 61. Hardness, weight 151 grams. Here's your breakdown if you want it. Pause and read here in millimeters, 4 millimeter blade thickness. Ceramic ball bearings, 151 grams, as I said before, and we've stuck enough paper in your face. Here's the real knife. You have jimping on top here. You have some jimping along this blade. Here's your lockup. About pretty damn, that's really light. That's really light. That's maybe 20%. And you can see a hardened steel insert in there. There's a screw that holds it in. And with this little cutout thing, what happens is that hardened steel insert also acts as an over travel stop here on your lock bar. So that's how that works. And they even milled out the inside of the flipper tab. How about jimping? Nope. None there. Although it's kind of Jimp City with the rest of this. Look at the backspacer. It's a floating backspacer. Hello? All the way through there, right? This is a floating backspacer. It's got some traction back here. Along the back, like we said, lanyard hole that's integrated in there. This carbon fiber front scale on the presentation side is not glossy, glassy, like carbon fiber is sometimes. It's not a G10 laminate. It's solid carbon fiber. It's got that chalky, kind of real chalky sound to it, like carbon fiber does when you scrape it. Okay. Jimping, 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 jimping. No jimping on the flipper tab. How did they leave that out? But look at this. So you got jimping here. So the pass-through here for the lock bar is right there. So it makes it easy. This is easy to disengage. Really is. The action is great. They're ceramic bearings. And I took this knife apart. let me show you. I spent a lot of ink on you, so you're going to look whether you like it or not. Okay, so so you've got an outer ring, and I've got that flipped over. Okay, so when you first take it apart. Okay, when you first take it apart, the inner ring, of course, faces the bearings here, okay? The back of it goes into the recess area on the scale here, okay? So you want bearings to make contact with steel, not with titanium. That's why you have this outer ring here for the bearings to run along that track. They're ceramic bearings, as you can see. Also note these milled areas here. This is because there's an internal blade stop. See these screws? They go through the back spacer, through the frame, okay? And I never did take the carbon fiber front off. I took it apart from the back, okay? So these screws go all the way through the back spacer and into this titanium frame on this side. So they're long screws. Good looking knife though. It's got like a little compound grind at the end here of this blade. It's no recurve or anything, and you've got a choil here, so for sharpening, that's really good. M390, when will you sharpen it? When it gets dull. When will it get dull? It's going to take a while. It's going to take a while. Yes, it will. And will it cut like a knife? Yes, it will. It's M390. Wow, that glides right on through. So, yes, it's sharp right out of the pouch. It's some good Chinese knife. It really is. I like the Kevin John knives. I want to get them all. I had the new concept. I don't have that one anymore. Somebody begged it off of me, and I sold it, or I was broke something. So I've got the Venom 2. And I don't know. Well, let me finish these pictures. Here you go. So there's the inner side that faces these bearings here. Obviously, there's your blade pin, your stop pin here that rotates inside that milled area that I showed you. And another picture just for jollies. See, there's that area where the stop goes around and around. Cool, huh? Yeah. So these are not really thumb studs. This acts also as a stop, it looks to me. Not really usable that way as a thumb stud. At least I haven't really tried to. And it's got pretty good detent here. So, nah, this is not really... I'm not going to try. In case, there you go. This flipper tab is back here a ways, which you can do, I guess, when you got that internal stop. Oh, let me see. There you go. There's your pin in that as it glides along that inner track. Man, good action. Like I said, ceramic bearings. Good quality, nice fit and finish on this knife. Really well done. Look at all these different angles that are milled in here. Even on the pocket clip, look at the angles here as well. I mean, it took some machine work. And then the carbon fiber is a right crazy mess, isn't it? I mean, that's some stuff there. Talk about traction. That's some, it's grippy. It is grippy here. Backside, not so grippy. Yeah, it's just smooth. It's almost like an extremely, maybe almost like a bead blast finish. If you can see it, so you determine. To me, that's like an extremely light stonewash or a bead blast. And I think that's kind of anode a little bit or grade. or maybe as a result of the bead blast. So nice, good action. This is so far back that it's really comfortable to get your finger in front of it. Yeah, like I said, no jimping. And you know what? Ooh, missed on that one, didn't I? That finally fell into place. Not real tall flipper tab. Yeah. But pretty good, pretty strong detent. That's pretty strong. Probably a 6, 6.5. It's not what I call snappy. This is not snappy action. This is what I call swinging gait. There's some heft to that blade, and so it just swings open. It has a lot of mass to it. So and the detent's not so intense. It was a 7.5. When that let go, it just pop, but it doesn't because it's not, the detent's not that strong. Let me see if we can get a hold of this. Well, first let's turn it on. Are you happy now? Good Lord, I swear to God. How did I turn that off? I don't remember turning it off ever. Usually automatically goes for me. 4 millimeters. That would be about 0.158. Yeah, 0.158. So there you go with that. Let's put the calipers on this baby. See how fat that handle is. Just somebody today said, I really appreciate the fact that you give us the handle thickness. It's really important to me. It's one of my most important aspects. This is 0.6 of an inch. So 15 millimeters. Wow. Come on, Yeller. So let's see what we got here for blade length. 3 3/4. So about 96, 97 millimeter blade. They said, what, 98? So yeah, okay, I can go with you on that. Yeah, right at there. 21.5 centimeters overall, which is 8 and not quite an 8.5. It's 8 3/8. So that's not a very long knife. 8 3/8 overall. Come here, Hollywood. Well, aspect ratio. Let's make Hollywood look small. And it doesn't look that small. So 8 3/8 overall, it's not a really, really big, long knife. But 3 3/4 inch blade is a pretty good blade, isn't it? Pretty good size. You go pivot to pivot here. You can see it's bigger. That handle's longer, though. A lot of handle on that para. You know what I mean? Where's Mannix? Okay, so there's your comparison. It's not a lot bigger. I mean, these are about 8 inches overall, so this is about 3/8 longer. So let's look at how efficient that is, because that's got to be a lot of blade for that handle. And how close are we to getting ourselves cut? Yeah, we're using it all, aren't we? I kind of wondered, when you go 3 3/4, but you're under 8.5 overall, you're using it. Satin grind, satin blade, which is nice. I mean, you know, this is a nice looking knife. I mean, it's a classy looking knife. Let me show off my other stuff. So I wanted this knife. I started out my whole thing telling you about how this was the knife I wanted from Kevin John. This was it. I just thought this Venom 2 was the deal. Okay, check it out. See how this scale ends like this? And I dug that for some reason. And a buddy of mine, several of them said, oh, we got the Attacker now. That is the deal, right? That's the deal. And I looked at it. I'd seen it online, and I wasn't digging it that much. It was like, that's kind of a big old bolster, and I didn't like the carbon fiber thing in the blade, and it just, other than that, I like the design overall. It was just the bolster and then the carbon fiber on the blade. And then I slapped myself and woke up. After I got one of these in my hands, it's like, oh my God. Yes, had to have it. So, of course, at the time when this first came out, this was S35VN, but now it's M390. So I had to get this, and this is just absolutely smooth and good. And really, if I had to choose between the two all over again, I'd get the Attacker. Isn't that horrible? Because I always thought this was the bomb and this was but now I've changed. I have changed my ways. I have seen the light. I'm a convert. Yes, this is still my more favoriter than this. But I'll tell you what. Don't you like my English? English minor in college. Favoriter. But this is still, I got to have it. Got to have it. M390, beautifully done. The Deboya with a different name. This one, cool as well. But here comes the wing. Yes. The Integral. And of course I had to have this. Especially, they make the one without the milling. You know, it's just a plain handle. That's just too plain for me. So this is the milling. This is supposed to be the blue. How blue is it? Not very. I'm going, what? Is this like shades of gray? But in any case, that's a sexy looking knife there. You like that ceramic ball for, man, pocket clip. It's just, look at that. Integral. This is called the Kevin John Love Hour. That's what this is called. Sorry. And stonewash on the grind, which really for a classy knife like this is kind of a little weird, don't you think? That they would have done this in satin and this in almost like a hand rub satin and then this stonewash. And this is the most expensive one, right? This is like $3 something. Just saying. So if you're going to buy all three of these knives at one time, wait for the 11/11 sale. Do it through AliExpress and then go in. If you have an Ebates account, if your wife does, I mean, my wife does. So AliExpress is actually one of the stores on Ebates. So you can go into Ebates, log in through that into AliExpress, and Ebates gives you another 3% or something. So just saying, another, depending. I mean, a $300 knife would be at 3% is another $9, almost $10. So it's all money. But yeah, I mean, God. But I've done videos on those guys over there. But this one, no. And this one is just the bomb, isn't it? Just the bomb. Love it. Let's weigh it. Let's find out what we got here. Come on, boys. Get your act together up here. I might want to move this forward a little bit. There you go. Okay, let's give it a shot. 5.3, okay. Didn't they say like 151 grams, something like that? Wow, that was close. Okay, 150 grams. So, that's good. It's not bad. That's not too heavy. There's a lot going on here. And well, carbon fiber, it should be a lot lighter. Well, look at this. You got a teeny little strip of carbon fiber along here. The rest of this is titanium. Then you got a 4 millimeter thick, big long blade of M390 steel with a milled pocket clip. Would I recommend this knife? Absolutely. Absolutely. I know this is, to me, this is a bucket list knife. It's not, I don't know if I call it a grail. I mean, I guess grail to me is like the #1 knife that you've ever dreamed about having. But then the rest of them are bucket list knives. And I don't know if I've got a grail knife that I can think of right off the bat. But I have a bucket list, and this is on the bucket list. This is on the bucket list. This is on the bucket list. These are just wonderful knives. Great action, ceramic bearings, titanium, premium steels, M390, all three of them. I mean, what do you think? I really like them. I want the new concept back. And at the time when I got the new concept last year on the 11/11 sale, by the way, you know what I did? It had S35VN. I'm going to check to see if they've come out in M390. If not, I'm going to get it anyhow. Oh, you can buy the new concept one, which I don't have here, from Blade HQ. It's called New Concept Knife. They don't say Kevin John. But in any case, yes, it is. It's a Kevin John. But, so, Blade HQ selling them. You got CKF, or From Russia with Knives, selling these in a CKF pouch. World class. I mean, hello. That's what I think. One more look at the knife. It's nice. It really is. It's not overly large, but there's a lot of blade there. I mean, 3 3/4 inches. That's a lot of blade. Pretty. I never did take this scale off. I left this attached when I took the knife apart. But you know what? When I put it back together, it clicked right back together. Perfectly centered, and it was just right. I mean, you could feel the precision at which this knife was made, the way it went back together with absolutely no problems. I wipe things down. I put a little nano lube in it, put it back together. But, whew, baby, it's all good in the neighborhood. Thank you for joining me on the Love Them Knives channel. Subscribe if you'd like, because we do all these knives that I guess somehow don't meet the approval of the general knife community somehow, because this is this off-branded Chinese weird stuff. But I'm an explorer. I like to see crazy things. I like to chase the odd, the exotic, the unchallenged, the unappreciated, whatever. And I'm not really breaking any new ground here. There's a lot of people know about these knives and have these knives, so I'm just the also-ran there. But I'm just saying, this is not down the narrow, coloring within the lines kind of thing. This is a little bit out there. And you know what? I love being a little out there. Like being a renegade, right? You like being a renegade? I sure as hell do. That's why I like some of these crazy Chinese knives, and you're going to see more of them on my channel because it's fun. Original designs, beautiful workmanship, world-class quality, absolutely. Thank you for joining me. You know what we do here. We love them knives, so stay sharp.